Hello, my lovely students. A very warm welcome to all of you. Your AG ma'am, your Anubha ma'am is back with one more amazing session, trust me, because that's going to be very important for all of you. And why I'm saying that? Because that's going to help you in your exams, pre boards, and obviously final exams I'm talking about. So, this session is about atoms and molecules, and this is session number 3 from VIP series. And what we generally do in VIP series, we take the very important question and very important topics that will definitely come into your exams and will give you that confidence that yeah, if you write it in that way, you will get full marks. So I'm going to discuss some 10 to 12 questions in session number 3, means session number 1 and 2. I am hoping that you had followed already. If you haven't, so after this session you can go for those, because if you will do our one shot series videos, if you'll follow Umang series, and after that you'll see VIP series for your revision, no one can stop you to score above 90 percentage, that is for sure. All right, so believe in this platform, believe in yourself, believe in your AG ma'am. That's going to help you, and with the same josh and high energy we are going to start it. So these are the topics that we are going to discuss. We'll talk about valency, something that I've already taught you. We'll talk about ions, chemical formula, and atomicity. In what sense, as I told you, with some questions. Because finally, question practice is something that's very important. And with the help of variety of questions, we are going to do the same. So I'll tell you what exactly you have to write it properly. Answers will be attached to, so you can download the file and can see it anytime as you want. Yes, everyone. So do not forget to like the video, share it among your friends, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Alright, so let's have our question number 1. And question number 1 is, the atomicity of K2Cr2O7 is potassium dichromate. Looks like something complex, but you know what exactly is atomicity? Number of atoms attached in a molecule. That's very simple to see. Total number of atoms that's going to make that one molecule. And we can say that to make a molecule of potassium dichromate, I'm having two atom of potassium, 2 atom of chromium, and 7 atom of oxygen. Oh, it's so evident, so don't make any silly mistakes. So 2 plus 2, 4, and plus 7, that's 11. Very much obvious, more of like mathematics. Chemistry was limited to only one sentence. So I think you got it properly. The answer will be 11. Just to make a molecule of potassium dichromate, we are having 11 atoms in the same. All right, very well done, very well done. You can always give answer in the comment section and in the chat section, so that I'll follow it. I'll see that whether you are revising everything properly or not. All right, let's have the next question, which asks about quicklime. Quicklime exactly is not something related to the lime water that we drink in our life. Chemistry sometimes can be different from real life and also connected to the same at the same part. When I talk about quicklime, that's a compound that we use a lot in chemistry, and when you move to 11th class and 10th class, you will get to know, yeah, this is common. Okay, so that's calcium oxide, that's called as quicklime. One more thing I want to say, calcium carbonate is something related to it, so you should never confuse in the same. That's limestone. My limestone, even marble is something, that's my calcium carbonate. But when I talk about quicklime, that's calcium oxide. Pretty much clear in your mind? Yeah, you can always tell me in the comment section, yeah ma'am, everything is super duper clear. What do we say? Sprite clear. All right, the next question is the valency of nitrogen in NH3. Isn't it easy? You know that how to make a molecule. To make a molecule, you have to write their symbol and write their valency, and then you have to cross multiply it. So you will get this molecule of ammonia when nitrogen is having a valency of 3 and hydrogen is having a valency 1. Isn't it obvious? Because that's the reason you will get this valency, get this compound, that's NH3. So nitrogen's valency here is 3, hydrogen valency is 1. So what you can see here, the valency of nitrogen according to it is 3, and that's option number B. Now option number B is kind of repeating. Not necessary. We'll see that. Is there a pattern? I don't think so. And was not needed and was not intended, to be very honest. Okay, this is easy peasy question as well. Let's move ahead with some not so objective but a kind of a subjective question also, because question will come in all the type of marking system. Now the question is, what is meant by the term chemical formula? That's very easy. What exactly is chemical formula? If I say I want to write a molecule of ammonia, I write NH3. If I want to write quicklime, I write calcium oxide. If I want to write water, I wrote H2O. है ना? And that is H2O, that is water. But what exactly these chemical formula is telling to us? That's telling about the number of atoms involved with the help of their symbolic representation. Okay? So what's chemical formula? That's nothing but symbolic representation. Symbolic representation of a molecule, and tells us about what are the total number of atoms that are going to attach, different number of atoms that are going to attach to give that particular compound. Okay, so that's a symbolic representation of a chemical compound, and that gives us information about the number of atoms involved, which is obvious. 1 mark question can come from the same. Yeah. Now we have question number 5. What is an ion? Give one difference between cation and anion. That's again easy peasy. Ion exactly is nothing but could be an atom or group of atoms carrying a charge, right? Carrying a charge, you know that charge is either positive or negative. So when an atom or group of atom is carrying a charge, that's an ion. And in the sake of on the name of examples, you see that this is chloride ion, chlorine with the negative charge. This is sodium ion, this is sulfate ion, this is ammonium ion. If I say that, so there are plenty of ions that's there. Could be an atom or group of atom carrying a charge, either positive or negative. And they're telling the same thing again, that what exactly is the difference between cation and anion? Cation is the positively charged species, all right? And when I talk about anion, that's the negatively charged species. And you can take the example, as I said, chloride is an anion. Sodium ion is definitely a cation. Metals generally forms cation and non-metals generally form anion, just to justify their valency. Alright, so that's what the answer is, written properly in the next slide as well. Before moving ahead, all the new students, just some very relevant information about Vedantu platform also, because Vedantu is not only on YouTube, but having classes on its own platform, which is very much amazing and will definitely help you to score better marks. In every session, you'll be having live quizzes with the teachers, and you'll be able to participate and can come with a very good score. So that will make sure that your learning is active. It's not like teacher is teaching, you are also participating, and make sure you're getting everything. And a very healthy competition. The best part is when you see a replay, suppose somehow you miss any session and you're like, oh yeah, I can see the replay, but I don't want to feel like going 1 hour, I can't even chat, but you can still take part in all the quizzes and can come to leaderboard. I think that's amazing. Can download all the premium content given by teachers with their feedback with most important questions, and all your doubts will be solved. It's not like any doubt is kind of a silly or something. No, your doubts will be answered with the help of team of teachers and class teachers in your particular sections, and will be clear. The best time to have this is because there are plenty of crash courses are going to start. There are plenty of micro courses, chapter based courses are there, so that there'll be no knowledge gap and you can score better. Crash courses are starting right away. Some are already started and some are going to. So you can make sure in this time, for almost 2 months or 3 months, you will be able to revise it properly. I'm telling you that why this is a case of less is more, because you can even take a subscription for 1 month, also for 3 months, and can make sure how much you can grab from the same. It's totally up to you, because you can attend unlimited class. And for 1 month, if you apply AGE Pro code with the link given in the description box, which was pinned by Vedantu channel, just see that message. There is a link. Click on it. Select CBSE 9th grade and 2021. You have to give your exam. AGE Pro will give you 20 to 31% discount on MRP for your 1 to 3 months course. And the best part is you can think about it, because for 1 month you just have to pay 2159. Okay, and if you plan it properly, I must say, if we'll do some maths, n number of sessions you can attend. Suppose 200, that means 7 to 8 sessions per day. It's totally up to you how much you're attending, how much knowledge you want to grab, and you can have a session in as low as 11 to 9 rupees depending upon the subscription you're going to choose. So it's going to be very much amazing, trust me, and going to be lesser than a chips packet as well. So choose it wisely, students. It's definitely going to help you. All right. With this, let me tell you one more question that's regarding, I must say, that's related to the last question only. And the question is, what are polyatomic ions? Somewhat the answer is written in the question itself, if you understand it properly. Okay, because poly means many and atomic stands for atoms. When I say polyatomic, I totally means a kind of ion that's made up of many atoms, right? So when I say a polyatomic ion is when two or more atoms carrying a charge. Carrying a charge, that's what your polyatomic ion. Charge could be positive, could be negative. Example, this is my ammonium ion, this is my carbonate ion, sulfate ion, hydroxyl ion, and so on. So I hope this definition is super duper clear in your mind, and there's no denying in the fact, because that's easy. Okay, let's have some more questions. We have to make the formula and we have to do the reverse job. When we know the chemical formula, we can do the naming of that compound as well. So now the question is, write down the formula of sodium oxide. When I talk about this, I should know what exactly are the species that's going to involve, and then I should know their valency. By cross multiplying the valency, I can get the exact formula. Sodium is having a valency +1, oxygen -2. I talked about valency a lot in session number 3 of Umang of Atoms and Molecules. Please see it properly. Okay. Now cross multiply it, but whenever you do so, don't write the sign, okay? Because the formula will be Na2O. Atoms can never be in the positive and negative, like Na+2 and O is something that's, sorry, Na -2 and O is +1. How come atoms will be in plus or minus? Okay, so formula will be Na2O. That's giving the information about the valency part too. When I talk about the second part, that's aluminium chloride. Aluminium and chlorine is involved. I'll write their valency, aluminium +3, chloride -1. You're like, ma'am, how do you know the valency? Because I did enough practice at one moment of time, and you can do the same. At least first 20 elements, you should know that, how to write the valency. Aluminium subscript will be 1 and chloride subscript 3, and 1 you can avoid writing as well. So this is aluminium chloride. You can give answer with me. Come on, students, you can do that. Let's talk about sodium sulfide. Sodium is having a +1 charge, sulfide. Whenever you have a non-metal with a negative charge, so we end it with IDE, ide. Okay, that's why sulfide. Now do the cross multiplication. Na2S is sodium sulfide. Let's talk about the fourth one, magnesium hydroxide. Hydroxyl, that's polyatomic ion. Magnesium +1, +2, sorry, valency, this is -1. Cross multiply and you will get MgOH twice. Why I have to write a bracket? So that it won't be just OH2, as if hydrogen is 2 and oxygen is just 1. This OH completely repeats 2 times. That's why I put it in bracket. Okay, please make sure you remember that part too. And that whole question is very much clear, right, students? Okay, now this question is opposite of what we did. Now we know the formula. Now we need to write the name of the same. And I must say, all of the compounds here, whatever is given, is having ions, positive and negative ions. I must call them ionic compounds. And whenever we have ionic compounds, whatever their amount is, like 2 times, 3 times or whatsoever, we just need to write the elements involved. Okay, we do not need to write twice of aluminium, like dialuminium and trisulfate, something like this. No, you just write, in that case, aluminium sulfate. That's it. Okay, aluminium sulfate. Yeah, that's how you need to write it. Ditri, you do not need to use it because these are ionic compounds made up of ions, positive and negative. The second is calcium and then chloride. Calcium chloride. I told you non-metal ends with non-metal having a negative charge ends with IDE. So chloride. And this is potassium sulfate, right? You know why that's sulfate? Okay. Now potassium nitrate. And when I talk about the last one, that is calcium carbonate. I hope you will remember all of these polyatomic ion too. I have given some tricks to remember, like sulfate, sulfite, sulfide, nitrate, nitrite, nitride. There will be no confusion. I made some videos previous year as well as this year. Please make sure to see that. That will help you, like Umang series and all. Okay? Okay, let's move ahead now. The question is, how many atoms are present in H2S molecule and phosphate ion? And as I said, that's too much evident and we can see it properly. 2 hydrogen, 1 sulfur, 3 atoms are in total involved to give a molecule of hydrogen sulfide. And when I talk about phosphate, 1 atom of phosphorus and 4 atom of oxygen with some charges giving phosphate ion. But the total number of atoms are so evident, that's 5. So 5 atoms are something that's giving you phosphate ion. Yeah, that's pretty easy too. And we can move ahead, more of like atomicity kind of a question. Now this question says an element has valency 3. Suppose I'm telling that X is that element and having a valency 3. Write the formula of its oxide. That's going to combine with oxygen having a charge -2. And if that's coming in very starting, that's +3. Because whenever we have to write a compound, we start with electropositive and we end it with electronegative. Positive in starting, negative in the end. Cross multiply. The formula for the oxide is X2O3. There's a small homework for you. Tell me what X could be. So you can tell me the formula accordingly. Okay? Replace X with an actual element. Now second part is, name the compound Al2SO4 thrice and mention the ions present in it. So that compound is pretty much obvious. We did it before as well. That's aluminium sulfate. And the ions present into it, I told you, valency has to be cross multiply. Aluminium valency or charges +3. Sulfate valency or charges -2. In that way you can predict it. Starting will be plus, then last one will be in the negative sign. So that's what it is. See, it's written with the entire answer. Do let me know. I've given you a small question to do that. Okay. Give the names of the elements present in the following compounds. Easy peasy again. Quick line I told you already. That's calcium oxide. Give the name of element, calcium and oxygen. That's going to be involved in the same. Hydrogen bromide, HBr. Okay. So hydrogen and bromine is going to involve. They asked about the name of element that is going to be involved in the same. When I talk about baking powder, the formula of baking powder is like a common name. This is baking powder, NaHCO3, sodium hydrogen carbonate. Basically, that's baking soda, and we'll stick to that only. Sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. This ion, it's like this, Na positive, HCO3 negative. Sodium ion and bicarbonate ion, also called as hydrogen carbonate ion. Okay, so we have a sodium atom, hydrogen, carbon and oxygen. If they ask about the number of elements involved. And potassium sulfate. This is your potassium sulfate. So what we are having, what are the atoms that are involving? Potassium, sulfur and oxygen to make the same. Okay, because that's evident, we can see that. And I hope that's not creating any problem for you. There are something that is known by their common names and you should know that. All right. And there's one more question too, which says write the formula and the names of the ions present by the combination of. I think that's very easy. I know everything, I just need to figure it out. So ion is something, charge is also defining the valency. Please never be confused in the same, okay? Charge is also defining the valency. That's like a short way to understand that. You will cross multiply it. Formula will be Fe2SO4 thrice, and you need to put sulfate in bracket because sulfate is repeating 3 times. And if I don't write the bracket, it seems like it's 43, and that's not right. Yeah. Next is we have NH4 positive ion, means valency +1, carbonate -2 ion, valency -2. You will again cross multiply it. So formula will be NH4 twice and CO3. Isn't it? Am I right? I hope you got everything. Do let me know as well. And this is something we figured it out how to write it and make sense as well. Now, what you all have to do, write the names also. We need to tell the names also. You can tell the name of this substance as iron sulfate. Okay, iron sulfate. And iron valency is 3. You always write the valency in Roman numeral here, iron sulfate. What 3? Because iron is having valency 3. Why I have to mention the valency? Because there are certain elements that shows variable valency, more than one type of valency, and at that moment of time we have to write it in bracket to avoid confusion. And this is ammonium carbonate. Okay, the name of the substance is NH4 positive is ammonium ion, CO3 is carbonate. So this is ammonium carbonate. Okay, makes sense? Well done, very well done. And session will be definitely incomplete if you won't do your homework and made super sure that yes, we did that, ma'am. We did proper thorough revision. We stayed till the end and we are going to submit the homework because it's kind of important. Name the cation and anion which constitute the molecule of magnesium oxide. That's super easy. That's super easy. So tell me the cation and anion that's going to be involved in the same. I'll definitely wait for your response in the comment section. And I hope you got everything. I hope you get to know about Vedantu platform. Very much amazing. Will be able to download all the content, can participate in all the quiz, can see the replay with the participation of quiz and coming to leaderboard. So please do not miss it because all your doubts will get solved. Unlimited micro course, chapter based course you will be able to attend with free crash courses. They are starting to boost your score to do good in exams because these are exam oriented course. And the best part is there is a link in description box. You can easily get it by applying the code AGE Pro. For 1 month, it's just for 2159 with AGE Pro discount. For 3 months, that came to 5599 and just paying 1866 rupees per month. So that is like more discount you're going to get. So I hope you're pretty much clear with all of the information. You can follow ma'am on Instagram. Finally, I am on Instagram. And thank you so much for being here. That was such a wonderful experience with you all. And thank you for making this channel a hit as well. We crossed 50K already. Let's hope for 1 lakh very soon. And let's get our silver button very soon. Okay, keep following it. Keep subscribing to the channel. Just forward it to friends so that they can also subscribe and get the maximum benefit. I'll take a leave right now. I hope everything is super duper clear. Thank you so much. Keep doing that. We'll take a leave. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you so much.